Hi friends, welcome to this discussion. Today we are discussing about the topic object-oriented programming. Hope all of you know about object-oriented programming. In computer science, it is one of the important concept. The object-oriented programming, it includes some basic topics like encapsulation, polymorphism, and etc. So my students will explain about this deeply.
As ma'am said, I'll explain detailedly about the OOPS concept. Object-oriented programming is nothing but is a paradigm that helps us designing software by thinking in terms of objects rather than just functions. The main principles are encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstractions. These concepts makes programming easier, more modular, and reusable. For example, languages like C++, Java, and Python supports OOPS. And she will continue.
First concept is encapsulation, which means binding data and methods together inside a class. It also restricts direct access to some data using access modifiers. For instance, in a bank account class, the balance variable is kept private and can only be accessed using getter and setter methods. This way, data is protected from being misused. It's like medicine kept inside a capsule. You only get the required effect, not the raw chemicals.
It's a good example. Next is inheritance. It allows one class to acquire the properties and methods of another class. For example, if we have a vehicle class, a car class can inherit from it and reuse its methods like start or stop. So this avoids rewriting code again and again. It also supports hierarchical structures like parent and child relationships, which makes the code more organized.
I think one of the main reasons OOP is so popular is because it models real-world problems very closely. For example, if we are creating software for a library, we can directly create classes like book, member or librarian, and each object behaves just like in real life. That makes problem solving more natural. What's your take on it, Kotika?
Exactly, and it also makes teamwork easier. In large projects, different developers can work on different classes independently without affecting each other's code. Later, all the classes come together smoothly because of OOPS principle, like encapsulation and abstraction. The modularity is why companies prefer OOPS for big projects.
I like that ATM example. Similarly, in real life, when we drive a car, we only use the steering wheel and pedals, but the internal engine mechanism is abstracted from us. That's exactly how abstraction works in OOPS.
Explain the last two. Polymorphism means many forms. The main function name can behave differently depending on the situation. For example, in Java, we can have a function add that adds two integers or concatenates two strings. Function overloading and overriding are common ways to achieve this. Now about abstraction. It means hiding the implementation details and only showcasing which is necessary. A common example is an ATM machine. We just press buttons to withdraw money. We don't need to know how the internal code or the mechanism works. In programming, abstract class and interfaces are used for abstraction.
True, and if we think practically, all four concepts together make software development easier. Encapsulation ensures security, inheritance ensures reusability, polymorphism ensures flexibility, and abstraction ensures simplicity.
Also, OOP makes debugging and maintaining code much easier since each object handles its own data and functions. If there is an error, we can hesitate to specify class instead of checking the entire program. This saves the time and reduces complexity, especially in the large applications. Thank you.
The first concept is encapsulation, which means binding data and methods together inside a class.
Well summarized. So to conclude, OOPS concept are essential in modern programming. They make application modular, scalar and easier to maintain. That's why most companies prefer OOPS based languages for large projects. Thank you.
Okay, well, all of you understand. Hope all of you understand about the OOPS concept very well with a real life example. And thank you, student, for coming for this discussion.